Right, okay, so now we're in a Trans-Galactic tournament. We're now on to an actual live gameplay, as opposed to just having a little tutorial. I've messed up quite a bit throughout this. Well, at first, obviously, you might see, obviously, I don't really know how to play it properly. But also in sort of my speed of the game, I've put some scenes faster than others, and when I'll try to basically, as I've done with some other games recently, I'll try to speed up the movement and slow down the combat, and I think I've just split the video in the wrong places, and it's not really worked out how is it like that? Some areas I've worked out properly and others haven't, but obviously I do apologise for the mistakes I've made there. Should have really been able to finish him off, but obviously I wasn't really used to the game at this point, and I mean I'm still getting used to it. I used this character because it said I needed to get 7 or 8 kills, I think, with him on like other players. As my daily mission, so obviously I stuck him on to try to get that done. Although the game does say this is the beta, you do get trophies, and I've not really seen games where you actually get trophies from the beta from before. So I don't know if obviously these trophies are going to relate to the official game as well, or if I need to complete these trophies whilst it's in beta mode. You know, I'm not too sure. I'm assuming that obviously the current trophies are going to carry on to the live version, unless it is already the live version. They've just not renamed it. I can imagine that being the case, because obviously when you look at the game, it says a Trans-Galactic tournament, whereas normally when you get betas, it says it's a beta as opposed to just a game. So you know, it's somewhere in the middle there. It's got some good and bad features to it. A lot. I bet considering Paragon's recently come out, it's basically just another version of Paragon. You know, like the other sort of minions which are players there, your harvesters, and you know the only difference is at the sides of the map you got cannons as opposed to sort of towers you need to take over. Instead, you just need to destroy the cannon which is shooting at you. But again, you know, with the towers, if you take over the tower, then that'll stop shooting at you. You know, so it's got some very big similarities to a Paragon in a very strange way. Obviously, you can sort of see this game and like you know it's not Paragon, it's different to Paragon, but it's basically a 2D version of Paragon. I guess it's important to say, and people may argue that this is sort of a 3D game, but it's flat on your screen. You know, it's not like you're moving around and so it's, you know, you can follow your analog round on your guide. To me, this is still what I class as a 2D game, basically. Now, this the modern day version of a 2D. It's a very basic 3D, I guess. You know, it's like this is sort of the argument where people say Family Guy's 3D, and it's not, because it's, you know, in comparison to something which you'd consider 3D, as in, you know, people walking about up and down the street and not just moving one way or the other across your screen. You know, that's what you consider to be 3D now. You know, when people have got like the full dimensional movement as opposed to just up or down your screen, and you know the analog can move around it, like the camera can move around it. That's what you consider to be a sort of 3D game now. Yeah, same with TV. You know, this is what you expect from it. So I'm gonna call it a 2D. If you want to argue, like you can argue with it. Yeah, there are probably arguments to support it as a in fact a 3D, but you know the point I'm making is it's basically you've limited on movement and views on the game. I guess that is the point I'm actually making, and that's why I consider it to, you know, be classed as a 2D as opposed to a 3D. You know, if you look at a game like Paragon or Call of Duty or Destiny or any of the games like that, you know, you've got a lot more a bit bigger, wider range dimensional movements. You know, and you can't exactly call them 4D because they are 3D games. Whereas this, you know, a bit more limited, a bit more, you know, back down to basics, sort of the game. But to be fair, for a bit, I enjoyed it more than what's it called now? Indivisible, something like that. The other beta I downloaded yesterday. I just searched for betas, and obviously this was one of them, and the other one more. I'm sure it's called Indivisible. I don't think it's Invisible, because obviously it just won't make sense to what the game is. I'm pretty sure it's called Indivisible, but like, just, you know, I had no fun from that. I had a bit at first I didn't even realise, obviously you might have seen at the start I wasn't really shooting the cannons. At first I didn't even pick up that there was cannons, to be honest. I just picked them as a sort of some like a bit of decor, I guess. I had no idea that there were cannons at the start, and just sort of kept walking past them, and then when I picked up, obviously my guys were shooting them, and it were actually shaking and doing us damage with rockets coming out of it. I realised it was a cannon, like we do need to destroy it. And then I noticed on the obviously top bar that we've got sort of little bullets, and obviously when you take down a cannon, the point for it vanishes as well, meaning obviously that cannon's destroyed and you're closer to where you can actually start wrecking the health, which is what we start doing here. Obviously we take over, we've got past their shields as such, because obviously the cannons were in the way, and we can start doing damage to the health. Obviously we've already taken over the top side, so our little minions are going to be trying to fight through that way, so I figured, oh, we'll take down the bottom and obviously get minions coming from both ways. You know, sort of similar Paragon tactic. If you're strong enough on the battlefield, you might as well take over all three posts and do more damage to their heart if you can do. Obviously because you're pulling more minions through and, you know, causing more havoc for them, which, like I say, you know, it's quite a smart thing to do, and if you can do it, you might as well get it done. As you can see there, that one sort of destroyed. I went back and I think got some health, and then pushed back through, and we almost destroyed. I think if I focused my fire a little bit more on their on the base, it would have finished this like straight away. Well, not straight away, but like whilst I was down here, because I started shooting at the base, then obviously sort of getting a bit too clogged up. So then I changed around to start shooting other guys, and I think if I just focused on the base for another second here, I'm supposed to change my you know, fire rate, would have done this, because I get back round and this time round I die and just come straight over the top the way I've been coming most of the match. Get right over the top and then just, you know, I avoid all the guys. There's no point in getting myself any more damage done, and obviously just shoot it up a bit. You might notice that I've got two names on my title screens. It's because I've got two trophies, one for when you first match. Well, you basically win a game. As soon as you win your first game on this, you get the trophy, and another one for Grand Slam, which is killing all the opponents twice. But do please enjoy, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate the feedback. Thank you very much for watching.